always wanted to learn to crochet, and this is my very first project ever. It's not done yet, but I'm making it for my baby daughter who's on the way. And I'm going to show you how, starting with this flower. So you're going to start with a basic slip knot. You just make a loop and then pull that thread through the loop to make another loop, which then you can tighten around your crochet hook. Figuring out how to hold the yarn and what to do with my fingers, I think, was the hardest part the first time I did this, but it got so much easier with practice. So basically, for step 2, we're going to make 6 little chains, which will become a loop that'll be the center hole of the flower. So I learned 2 terms, which are yarn over, which is this, and pull through. Basically, you're wrapping the thread around the needle and then pulling it through the loop 6 times. Yarn over, pull through. So now you're going to take your needle and put it through the very first stitch that you made to make this circle. Yarn over your needle again and pull through both of those stitches. You'll end up with a circle, which is the center of the flower. Now we're going to start making the first petal. So we're going to chain stitch 4, which is the same thing that you just did. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Do that 4 times so you have 4 little loops, and this determines how long your petal is basically, or how tall it is. Okay, here's the fun part where you kind of start to see the petals start to form, and I did this really slowly, so hopefully you can follow. This is called a treble crochet. So you wrap your yarn around that needle twice, like I just did, then you stick your needle through the big circle that you made. Then you're gonna pull the yarn through the circle. So yarn over, pull that yarn through the big circle, and now you should have 4 stitches on your needle. So now you're gonna do them in pairs. So you yarn over, and pull through only 2 of those stitches, pop back up, and then you're going to do that again. Yarn over, pull through 2 more stitches, and then one last time yarn over and pull through those last 2 stitches. Okay, now you're just going to do that same exact thing 2 more times. So each petal is kind of made up of 5 rows. The first one is that chain stitch that you did of 4 stitches. Then the middle 3 are this treble crochet. And then the 5th one is going to be a chain stitch again, which I'll show you next. So again, you're just pulling through 2 at a time. And then we'll just give you a nice close-up here. You can see that's 3 rows so far. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to do 1 more the same way. Wrap around twice, through the center, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And now we'll make the final row of the petal. So for this last row of the petal, we are going to do another chain stitch. So yarn over once, pull through, yarn over, pull through 4 times, just like you did for the very first row. And then we're going to connect it to the center. So that's 4. Take your needle, put it through that center circle again, and we'll yarn over, pull through. Now we have 2 loops on our needle, so we're going to pull that top one through the bottom one. And that is our very first petal. So now you're just going to repeat the same thing to make more petals. Chain stitch 4, 3 treble crochets, chain stitch 4, and then connect it to the center. So if you made the circle the size I did of 6 stitches, you probably will be able to fit about 6 petals. But one reason I like this style is because it's pretty free flowing. Like if you wanted to stop at 4, you could. If you wanted to squeeze in 7, you probably could too. If it seems like you're not going to be able to fit the petals, you can just kind of push your stitches down around the circle and it'll open up. So as you finish up this last petal, you might be wondering, how do I actually tie this off? So again, you're going to pull that top stitch through the bottom just like you've been doing, and then it's extremely easy. You just cut your working yarn and then you're going to pull it through the loop, and then you're done. You have 2 little tails probably. I like to just tie those together to secure it. You can tie whatever type of knot you want. And then for the full blanket of flowers, I actually only learned 1 other flower technique, and then I just combined like the center and petal styles from each to end up with a variety of types of flowers, and then you just connect them all and you start to get a blanket.